What is up, my fellow budget travelers? Today, I am telling you the top mistakes that everybody makes when they go to an all-inclusive resort. Do not make these mistakes. I got you. Here's number one. You check in and they try to upgrade you. Don't do that. Start with your original room because it might already exceed your expectations, and then you can always upgrade at any point in your stay. Tip number two is make sure you take advantage of the whole resort. A lot of times we are creatures of habit and we want to go to the same buffet, eat the same food, go to the same pool, have the same spot. But if this is a kind of place like the last place that I stayed where they have like 6 pools, go and check that out, because each of these pools, we stayed one every other day because we had one that was our favorite, but they had like 6 swim up bars. So it was crazy, guys. And it's one of those places where you wouldn't even know that all these different pools are there unless you looked at the map, because it's so sprawling and each pool is so individually so cool that we didn't really want to explore, but we did anyway, just because we were like, oh, we got to try it out. And I'm so happy we did, because we found our favorite pool. It had like hammocks in the middle. It was so much fun. Tip number 3 is another of the biggest mistakes everybody makes, is they go straight to the swim up bar and they stay there all day and they don't put any sunscreen on. And guess what? You got a patchy back. That stuff is all going to be peeling the whole trip. It's gross. It looks gross. So you're going to be paranoid about how your back looks. It's going to be stinging in the chlorine. You just don't want to burn your back. Trust me. Just put some lotion on. It takes 5 seconds. Just sprawl it on. Don't miss any spots, because that handprint will show up. So make sure you cover your whole back if you're going to sit at the swim up bar all day. Mistake number 4 is you plan too many things when this is the first time you've ever come to this destination. Maybe you're in Dominican Republic and you want to go swim with dolphins, and then you want to go to Isla Suana, and then you want to do this. Next thing you know, like, vacation's over and you didn't even get to hang out in the resort, and you spent so much money on all these excursions. You paid to be at an all-inclusive resort where everything's included, yet you paid the same amount to do all these excursions outside of your already all-inclusive resort. Like, see what I'm saying? You're spending money for no reason. Something you definitely need to spend money on is transport to and from the airport. When you get off of the plane, you're going to be hassled by all kinds of people to try and get you to take a taxi. They're going to rip you off. It is so expensive. So just book the airport shuttle with your package. A lot of times it's already included in the package. Just make sure you check the round trip transportation button and you're good to go. Number 6 is you only eat at the buffets. Okay, so first of all, this place that I stayed in, they had so many different buffets. So that was really cool, because I think they had like 6 or something like that. And each buffet had a different spin to it. But a lot of resorts on the smaller side, they just have like 2 buffets. What they'll do is they'll rotate the buffets. So you'll have like a breakfast brunch kind of thing. And then maybe you have American night, and then Italian night, and then, you know, Asian night, or whatever the different theme is for the day. But the thing is, you're eating breakfast and brunch in the same place. Then you're going back and you're having dinner in the same place. It's kind of like, it'll get repetitive after a while. And a lot of these resorts, they do have like a snack bar on the beach. I really suggest going to check that out. This one place in Jamaica was amazing. It had a whole jerk chicken shack on the beach. That was so good. So make sure you explore those kind of things, because the last thing you want to do is just eat a hamburger all day at a buffet, or like eat the same pasta every day. It just gets really repetitive, guys. That's all I can say. If a resort has so much to offer and it's all included, why not just go try it? You can always walk to the buffet if you don't find anything else. Mistake number 7 that everybody makes at an all-inclusive resort is you don't drink water. Your body is just like melting. You need your water, or else you're going to be exhausted. And don't be afraid to ask the server for water, because she's not only serving you alcohol, she's also serving you water and these kind of things. So I do like a water for every 2 drinks is usually my thing, and that keeps me pretty hydrated. A lot of times at these all-inclusive resorts, you're not supposed to drink water from the faucet. Like, every resort says, don't drink from the faucet water, or, you know, drink the shower water. Not drink the shower water. I guess some people do that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they have filtered water at the bars. So the bars are good. The ice is good at the bars on the resort. But if you go exploring off the resort, don't drink the ice, because it's going to mess up your stomach. They have different like bacteria and things in like Dominican Republic or Mexico than you do in your home country. So it's not that the water is dirty per se, it's just different. So you're going to react to it different. That being said, remember things that get washed in water. For example, lettuce is washed in water. So that salad you're having out on the town, it's got some water in it. You know, you want to make sure everything you try is cooked because you never know. And if you are going to drink water, make sure you buy bottled water off resort. Otherwise, on resort, you're good to go. I mean, think of it this way. If everybody drank the water at the resort that was supposedly filtered and it wasn't, everybody would be writing bad reviews and there would be like a long list of all these people who had stomach problems and lawsuits and things. So trust me when I said they do actually use filtered water just because they don't want the headache of all that drama. So far, if one of these mistakes is something you've already done, let me know down in the comments because I'm just curious like who I'm resonating with, or if you've been on a trip before and you've already made this mistake and learned from it. And also hit that like so that other people can learn not to do these same mistakes in the future on their trips. And that'll also help them find me in the algorithm to help them out. Mistake number 9 is another big one that I see a lot of people get suckered into, and that's like getting suckered into timeshare stuff. A lot of the resorts, they have timeshares on properties. So they're like, oh, come over and you get a free lobster dinner. And you just have to go to this timeshare presentation, which is 4 hours long. Some of you guys are only there for 3 days or 4 days. So do you really want to cut into that much time just to go to a timeshare presentation, which is probably the main hours of sunlight? No, you want to be at the pool at that time. You want to be at the beach. You want to be enjoying the vacation you're already on. You see what I'm saying? Don't get suckered into this timeshare stuff. Mistake number 10 that a lot of people make at an all-inclusive resort is they hate children. Why are you staying at an all-inclusive resort that has children if you have the option to go to an adults-only all-inclusive resort? So I want you guys to know, if you don't want to deal with children and you want to just have an adults-only trip, go to an adults-only all-inclusive resort. Did you get that? If you don't want to deal with children, go to an adults-only all-inclusive resort. Now, some of the all-inclusive resorts, they do have like an adult pool area, so you could check that out, but it's usually on the smaller side from my experience. And regardless, every time you're going to the beach and all that stuff, there's going to be kids running around making sandcastles and all that stuff. Tip number 11 is more for people that go like as a group of people. Maybe it's a wedding or it's like a girls' trip or something. But the mistake is you guys all try to stay together for the whole trip. At some point, somebody's going to be cranky. Someone's going to like get on each other's nerves. It's going to be drama. So what I suggest doing is scheduling time to hang out as a group and then let anybody else do whatever they want to do. Don't force everybody to do the same activities. Maybe just have an activity every day that everybody agrees to do together, and also have like a meal every day that people agree to do together. I suggest doing dinner together because that way you've had the whole day to do whatever you want to do. And now it's like, oh, friends, what did you guys do today? Et cetera, et cetera. Just do whatever you want to do. Enjoy your own vacation while being on a group vacation too. And I would say the biggest mistake people make at an all-inclusive resort is they bring their expensive jewelry. Now, this is just putting a target on your back. Why do you need all this fancy jewelry when you're on a vacation for like 4 days or like 10 days? I understand that's your style and you like all that kind of stuff, but if you're wearing like diamond earrings and some like gold chain, you're putting yourself up as a target. And I'm not saying the people on the resort are necessarily malicious, but keep in mind on the beaches, there's people walking, there's other guests that are like keeping an eye on you and stuff. So if you're flashing all your money and flashing that you have jewelry and all this stuff, you're just putting a target on your back. So what I like to do is just bring some like costume jewelry that I just wear on all-inclusive vacations because it's cheap. If it breaks, it doesn't matter and nobody's gonna want to steal it. I hope I wasn't too harsh on you guys. I just really want to hone in on the mistakes that a lot of people make. If you've made this mistake before, I hope you've learned from it. And the whole point of this video is just to kind of protect you when you go out of country, because these are things people don't necessarily think of. Like, different places that you go are different than your hometown. So just always do a little research before you go, just to have an idea of what to expect. But for the most part, guys, all-inclusive resorts are super safe. You take a shuttle, you go right to the 4 walls of the resort, and then you go back to the airport and you go home. Like, it's a really easy process. It's an amazing experience. So just don't make these mistakes and you'll have a great time. If you like this video and you want to see more of my tips, check out this video here because it's really going to help you out, and it's the one that YouTube thinks you should watch next. See you there.